Hey everyone, it's Ryzen.
And Liz.
And welcome to our yearly torture session against the Miami Dolphins in Miami. Yeah, the Patriots, they suck in Miami. I don't know why. I think it's the temperature and the humidity. Weather looks like crap for the game, so it's going to be like 85 degrees, give or take. And about 50-mile-an-hour wind and looks like maybe some rain, so it doesn't look particularly good.
If you recall, in last year's torture session, the weather was really bad as well.
I think so, yeah.
It was horrible. The fuel was terrible.
It's hot.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's just, you go and you play the Jets in New York, you play Buffalo in Buffalo, you play you got your own stadium in
New England,
in Gillette Stadium, and going to Miami, it's not easy.
Like, why couldn't they have added, like, I don't know, like the Ravens into our division or something?
It's weird to have a team in your division that's like in the total opposite side of the country, but it happens all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at what happened when they went to Jacksonville, and Jacksonville's a really, really bad team. And Patriots got their ass kicked to what I would consider one of the worst teams in the NFL right now.
Now they are.
In Jacksonville. And it was a 95-degree day. So this is a little easier, but on the plus side, the Dolphins are, I think, significantly worse than they were last year. I think they're
6-6, so it's
they're 6-6, but I think as a team they're just flat out worse with talent and how they're playing.
Yeah, they got rid of a lot of people.
And and they're also they have key injuries going into this game, including Xavier Howard, who's already been ruled out. He's arguably the best cornerback in football. He's right up there with Stephon Gilmore right now this year. Xavier Howard, I mean, he's got lead the league. I think he's got 7 interceptions.
It's ridiculous.
The Dolphins secondary is they give up a lot of yards, but they get a lot of turnovers. And they got 19 picks this year. That's crazy.
Why are they 6-6 then? Not scoring when they get turnovers?
Because they give up a lot of yards and they don't score very much.
Well.
And they just don't have a good running attack. They don't have a good passing attack. They just don't have much of anything. Plus, you had Tannehill get hurt for half the year.
True.
So, his injury list, Xavier Howard's already out. Jake Brendel, center, is ruled out, but that's probably irrelevant because Travis Swanson, their starting center, is supposed to come back. But he is listed as questionable, so it'd be interesting to see if the Patriots try to take advantage of that. They do like to move Trey Flowers inside. And the other guy on the injury list is Danny Amendola with a knee. He's what I would consider Miami's best receiver. He's a slot receiver, obviously, but he's very good.
Oh, yeah. For sure. I mean, he played for the Patriots for so many years.
He leads the Dolphins on receiving yards. So, the big injury is obviously to Howard. So that should free up Josh Gordon to have a big day.
Yeah.
In theory. The Patriots, they have almost nobody injured. So they have, oh, that's the wrong one. They have Dwayne Allen with a knee injury, but he participated fully in practice, so I suspect he'll be fine to play.
Probably.
Patrick Chung was on the injury list with his shoulder. He was removed. So was Brady and Gronk. They're off again. And unfortunately, this is the problem with padded practices on Friday. Stephon Gilmore rolled his ankle or something and injured himself. So, I mean, he's one of the best corners in football, so hopefully he's good to go.
Yeah, they need him.
I mean, because they probably want to stick him on Amendola, but if he doesn't have his ankle good to go, but then again, you got 2 people with gimped ankles, maybe it'll work out.
Maybe.
But
it's true.
Well, they usually use Gilmore on the outside, but I just think the Dolphins, their best receiver is the slot receiver.
Yeah.
So.
Because they have Amendola and Kenyon Drake, is that the other guy?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Their receiving core is not great. Yeah, there's Amendola. Who else is good? Yeah, it's Wilson, Stills, Drake, yeah.
So not terrible.
Devontae Parker. But, I mean, Amendola's got a lot more receptions. But that's not surprising. He's the move the chains guy. So he's definitely the guy I think they should focus on, because he's the guy that's going to, especially on third downs, Amendola's the guy that's going to be getting those first down catches.
Yeah.
Past the marker.
Yep.
So I think what they'll do is I think the Patriots will focus on containing Frank Gore, force Tannehill to throw. They don't run the ball particularly well either, but they run it better than they pass it. And Frank Gore, he does have 4.4 yards per carry. He's a pretty good running back. I like Frank Gore. Old now, but still pretty solid. So they'll probably try to take him away, and they'll probably focus on Amendola. I would expect to see a lot of chipping on Amendola at the line, throw off his timing. That's pretty much the best way you can handle a good slot receiver. And Tannehill himself hasn't had a great year, but it's not really fair to him. He's been injured a lot of it.
Yeah, he was this year and last year he was hurt.
So I suspect the injuries are piling up. He may retire this year or very soon. I don't know.
Which is unfortunate because he's a pretty good quarterback.
He's a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah.
He's the second best quarterback in our division.
He's given us problems for so many years.
I like Tannehill. I'd be happy with him as a quarterback.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's hard to predict the game because the Patriots are just so notoriously bad in Miami. This is definitely the hardest game left for them.
Next week they play the Steelers, and then it's the Bills and the Jets. So those three games, I mean the Bills and the Jets, they're at home. They're going to win both of those.
They're going to win both those games. The Steelers, they've dominated the Steelers for so long, I hardly even think about it. It's just, you just routinely think they're just going to dominate them again.
Yeah.
And the Steelers have not looked that great the past couple weeks.
All they do is these big, huge 50-yard bombs down the field.
And
but
when they're taken away, they really don't
do anything.
The Steelers don't have a good rhythm to their passing attack for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, I've watched some of their games, and when they don't get those big plays, they just don't do much.
Yeah.
Plus, with Connor going down, it's a problem. But
yeah.
Back to Miami. Offensively, I think they should go after the secondary because it's going to be down Howard. I think they should get a lot of Josh Gordon involved in this game. Maybe Gronkowski now that he's healthy.
Yeah.
But they should definitely try to establish a run game because the Dolphins are terrible at run defense. I mean, they give up 144 yards a game.
That's bad.
On the ground. So expect to see Sony Michel get 30 carries in this game.
I would yeah, especially if it's going to be rainy and crappy. He'll probably run like crazy.
Yeah, and if he takes off, the Patriots are going to win this game. Especially if you get the play action going, so you can take that pressure off of Brady. You know, get Gordon going downfield because he's going to be covered by whoever they can manage to put him on him. I mean, I don't know without Howard. And if they do those things, I think they'll win the game. And they could win it going away. But if they don't do those things, then the game is going to be insanely difficult. Especially if Miami gets pass pressure on Brady.
Yeah.
Which they almost always do in Miami. And I don't know
how. They become like...
Even when they don't have a
They become like a Super Bowl team when they play the Patriots for some reason at home.
At Miami.
Yeah.
And then they come to Foxborough and they get demolished.
Yeah, it's strange.
It's not even close. I mean,
no, it never is.
Brady's literally undefeated against Miami at home except for one game, and that was the 2008 game when he tore his ACL and played like one drive.
Yeah.
So I don't count that game.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
So and then he's 7 and he's got a losing record in Miami. It's insane.
Yeah.
There's 2 places he cannot play for some reason. Miami, Denver.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe you can throw Jacksonville in there, but they usually beat in Jacksonville. Because they don't play him that much, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
I guess I'll make a score prediction. 21-17 Patriots because they need to win the game, and I'd like them to win the game. Especially since the Chiefs play the Ravens this week. And even though I think it's at Kansas City, but the Ravens look damn good. I mean, they have the best defense in football right now, and I think the Chiefs dropped that game.
I think it's definitely a possibility.
So, I mean, on top of which the Chiefs got to play the Kansas City, or they got to play themselves, and they got to play the Chargers as well after.
And Seattle.
And Seattle.
So they have a hard stretch.
They could drop all 3 of those games.
Definitely possible.
So if the Patriots keep winning, they're going to get the #1 seed in all likelihood. They have such an easy schedule compared to Kansas City. going towards the end here, but they gotta stay on track. They gotta overcome their nemesis here, and then they gotta go to Pittsburgh and they gotta win that game too.
Yeah, they have to beat Pittsburgh.
And then if you're lucky, Kansas City will drop 2 games and you can rest the last week, but
yeah,
that's not likely to happen. So we'll see. You got a score?
I'll go with what you said. It's just so unpredictable.
They just don't play well. Man, it is what it is. I mean, they just don't play well.
They'll either be atrocious or in the middle of the road. That's what I think.
I mean, I think it comes down to whether Sony Michel gets going or not.
And if there's a thunderstorm and the game gets delayed, then who knows what will happen.
There might be, but it usually doesn't happen. So hopefully Michel will run for 100+ yards. Put it this way, if he runs for 100+ yards, they win. If he runs for 20 yards,
they lose.
They likely lose. So if he runs for 80 yards, maybe.
Yeah.
So, that's what we got here. All right, I guess we'll leave this off. We'll see you for the recap, and we'll recap the game after the game. So this is Ryzen.
And Liz.
Thanks for watching this preview, and we'll see you at the House of Horrors.
Bye.
Bye.